Hi, I'm Zachariah, and this is not my 30-day challenge of trying to learn how to paint. I've been meaning to make a persona for a while for this channel, so I decided that for my first video I'm going to make one. I did not expect how much trouble I was going to have making this persona, but it ended up working out. I think my issue is that I didn't properly plan beforehand about what I wanted my persona to look like, and I've never really made a persona before. I've only really made OCs, and most of them have been women, and the male OCs that I've made just aren't me. Like, I'm not about to make my persona this buffed up man, and I'm not buff at all. Anyways, I had a surprising amount of difficulty trying to figure out the colors as well, because my favorite color is blue, but I wasn't sure if I wanted to make my YouTube theme blue, because I've used blue for almost everything in my past, and I kind of wanted to switch it up a little bit. So I decided that I was gonna make my theme for my YouTube channel purple, but I have never really used purple much other than for like female OCs, so I didn't know how to make something that represented me but also was purple at the same time. And also I had some trouble with figuring out what I wanted the hair to look like, because I actually started my persona making not on my computer but on my iPad like a couple days before I started recording this video, and I showed it to my friends, and one of them went up to me and was like, "Why are you making their hair straight? You have curly hair. Are you like ashamed of your curly hair or something?" And they weren't like being completely serious, but it also made me think like, why am I not making my hair curly? So I ended up scrapping the straight hair, and then when I was designing, you can see it in this video, when I was designing this part, I wasn't sure if I wanted it to be like fantasy or if I wanted it to be something that I could wear also. So I tried to design like a fantasy outfit, but it looked so bad. Like, why did I give myself a cloak? Like, I don't know, it just really didn't work out. So the first thing I did was I scrapped those fox ears, because I know my favorite animal is a fox, but you're not gonna catch me having fox ears as a persona. And I gave myself the curly hair that I was talking about earlier. I did end up scrapping this like weird cloak Red Riding Hood design to give myself like a jacket with just normal pants, and I just had to figure out the colors. I'm gonna wait to talk about the colors until recording me starts coloring, but one thing that I did want to ask is, what do you feel about the headphones? Because I did end up keeping that at the end, and I'm not sure if it like adds anything, because I think it separates my hair so it's not just one big blob of brown curliness, but I also could just be completely wrong, so just let me know if that's a thing. Right here I'm copying and pasting the head because I like that, and I'm going to delete what I had before with the cloak and stuff, and I'm gonna restart with my design. And I needed to figure out if I wanted it to be a v-neck or if I wanted it to be like a normal, what is that kind of thing even called? And anyways, I showed my final design. Well, not really a final design, it's kind of just the design that I finished on this drawing. I ended up changing a little bit, but I showed the design to my friend and they told me that it looked like a person called Aoba, and I have no idea who that is. They're from an anime and they have a very similar outfit, but it's blue. The thing is I'm wondering to myself, if I made my persona blue instead of purple, would it just essentially just be a recreation of Aoba? And I was literally saying earlier how I almost made my persona blue instead of purple, because that's like my favorite color. On the topic of colors though, I had a lot of trouble figuring out the colors of the inside of the jacket and the jacket itself too. That's another thing. But I wanted the jacket to be darker than the shirt, but I wasn't sure how much darker I wanted it to be. The jacket and the shirt should be a little bit contrasting because they're so close together, so I wanted them to be different, but if I made them too different, then they would just be white and black, and that would not be the purple that I wanted to do from the beginning. So I had a lot of like different shades of the same color just put in, and I didn't really like any of them, and I kept asking my friends for help and none of them could help me. Like, was my character already so bad that there was nothing that could fix it? Also, another point of contention between me and my friends was whether I should keep those eyes. You can kind of see it now. The eyes are like glowing and they're really bright. One of my friends was like, that looked like an OC that I made when I was like 10. And I literally felt like that meme that was like, stop attacking me, because why? Just let me live my life. I think this whole voiceover is just teaching me that I should stop listening to my friends when it comes to designs, because they barely know any more than I do. I don't even know if I should listen to them about the eye thing or not. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. Here I decided to move on to a new file because I was getting really tired of looking at that same standing pose, and I thought maybe like a new drawing would help me with creating this OC. I really don't know what I was thinking. Like, why did I give myself more work for no reason? Because I could have just made one painting, but I decided to make 4. There was the one that I did before I started recording, and then the one that I showed right now, and then these 2 over here. I don't know why I did that to myself. I guess it helped me finalize the design, but I didn't even finish the design for this video either. Like, I just have a whip, and that's it. So I don't really have much else to talk about. I'll figure it out in the future, but I did ask you guys if you had any questions for me, and I got one. I'm not that famous, okay? So I got one question asking, what types of paints and sketchbooks do you use for your art? So normally I don't paint at all. That's why I had my 30-day like challenge of trying to learn how to paint. But what I have been using is this 48 set of himi gouache. It's like half pans. It's helped a lot. There were some colors that I don't use at all. Like, I wish I could just choose colors and have those, but regardless, I use it and I like it. For sketchbooks, I have this leuchtturm square sketchbook. I don't really know where it's from. I think I wanted a moleskin, but I couldn't find any online, so I got a leuchtturm instead. They were very similar. I don't know what I'm missing because I've never had a moleskin before. Also, I'm really surprised how well my 30-day challenge is going. Like, not in terms of like my painting stuff, I'm talking about the response. I did not expect to get like almost 2,000 subscribers now just from my 30-day challenge, and it's only been like 12 or 13 days. Wait, let me check. Yeah, at the time of recording, it's only been 13 days, and right now I have 1.85 thousand subscribers, which is actually crazy for only having this account for 13 days. I hope I can keep that momentum because I'm already getting a little bit of anxiety from, I don't know, I'm the type of person who likes to constantly do better than what they've done before, especially with something like this. So when my first video got like 37,000 views and none of my other videos have done that, I think my second viewed one is 31,000. I know this sounds a bit like privileged, but to me, I'm afraid of not surpassing my first video, and I guess it makes sense why people would like a day 1 versus a random like day 3 or something. And a lot of people have been commenting something along the lines of, you're already so good at painting, how is this your 30-day challenge? Or like, quit now because you're already so good, like why are you continuing your challenge? The thing is I'm doing this challenge to help me get better with my techniques, not really to make my art look better, because I know my paintings right now, they look pretty good. I feel like they even look better than my digital art or my colored pencils or even my like marker art, but I am not comfortable. Like, while I'm painting, it's like really difficult and frustrating for me, so I just want to get better at that kind of thing. So it's a little bit weird when there are commenters like, oh, it already looks so good, you should quit now, because that's kind of not the point. I feel like I've been yapping about things that have nothing to do with my persona, which is kind of the point of this video. So let's talk about my persona. One of the things I do want to get out of the way is I wanted my persona to be a mix of a couple things. So I already talked about the color purple. I already talked about how I wanted there to be some sort of like foxness to it, because that is my favorite animal, and I feel like it kind of represents me in a way that other things might not. At the same time, I also want my persona to kind of be my favorite OC too, but the thing is, my favorite OC is a female, so I had to change it to a male. So they're not like the same, but they are similar enough where you can tell that they were supposed to be similar. And one of the ways that I'm keeping like the foxness in my persona, because I don't really want to add fox ears because I feel like that's a little bit overdone, and I wouldn't put that in my OC, nor would I wear that, so I don't really think it would make any sense for me to do that. But what I did is that I wanted the hands and feet to kind of have a transition of dark to light. So like, you know how foxes, their like feet are really dark compared to their body, so I wanted the hands and the feet to be black. But the thing is, my character is fully clothed, so you can't really see that. So I ended up having a little bit of like an ombre on both the pants and the arms of the jacket, going down to the hands, and the hands are like fully black. And I did kind of change the jacket a little bit. I know I said earlier that the jacket and the shirt should be different and contrasting. I disagreed with myself, so I just had a black outline and then made the jacket like lighter and had that ombre on it. Also, I did end up getting rid of that fugly looking fur coat thing because I really don't think that adds anything to the character design, and it really just looks silly. So right now in the process, I'm kind of just rendering. Oh, I did add a little bit of green to the hair. I think that adds contrast that was needed, so it wasn't just one big block of curly brown hair. Right now I'm kind of just rendering, and the rendering process, I don't really know how to explain it because I merge all the layers and I go and I just blend everything together. Oh, over here I flipped the canvas and it looked really off, so I'm going in and fixing the face so that it doesn't look off anymore. And another thing that I had trouble with in my painting was trying to make sure that I had a style, because the thing is with my normal digital art, I don't really have a style because I draw so often. I kind of can't keep the same style or I'll get bored and I just won't draw again. So I'm not like one of those artists on TikTok or Instagram who's very recognizable just from their style. For me, my art changes so much. Like I go from like semi-realistic to more stylized and then all the way back to realism again. And I just for some reason can't seem to keep a style. So I'm gonna have to do something about that, because for my persona, I'm gonna have to draw them a bunch of times. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it look consistent like it's from the same artist, because that's just not something that I'm used to doing. Especially with the eyes, I feel like I changed the way I draw eyes way too much for it to be something that I keep consistent. I don't really have anything else to talk about because I had a script and a bunch of bullet points to say, but I'm done with it and it's only 11 minutes in. And my voice kind of hurts because I've just been yapping for the past like 30 minutes. Because I've had to cut a bunch of stuff out. So I'm going to leave you guys for a couple minutes and then I'll come back towards the end to talk about my painting and show you the finished product. So I do think that the end product, which is kind of like a whip, because I never really actually finished, I just left it as it is because I just couldn't work on it anymore. I do think the end product looks pretty good. I don't know if that's how I want to keep it at the end, because If I want to do a little more alterations, you guys should let me know in the comments. And I'll show the end product on the screen right now. This is the end of the video, my first ever video, yay! I'll see you next time.